What's good, people? Thank you as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, so this video is for the hardcore, the very hardcore Deontay Wilder fans, otherwise known as the Deontay Wilder fanboys. If you are just a normal fan like myself of Deontay Wilder, then find something else to do for the next 5 minutes because this video is not for you. This video is strictly for the hardcore Deontay Wilder fanboys who for the last 12 months, maybe even longer, have been saying to me that Anthony Joshua is ducking Deontay Wilder, that Eddie Hearn doesn't really want to make this fight, that AJ doesn't want to fight Deontay Wilder because he's going to be knocked out, blah, 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 blah. For the last 12 months, every time I put an AJ video up, all I see underneath from Deontay Wilder fans is AJ is ducking Wilder, AJ is ducking Wilder. I need to know what you are thinking now. I need to know what you are thinking considering all the shit that has happened in the last 4 months. Let's go over what's happened in the last 4 months, right? The biggest thing to happen in the last 4 months happened nearly 2 months ago when Deontay Wilder, Al Heyman, and Shelley Finkel sat down with John Skipper and I don't know who else from the Zone, looked at a $120 million contract and said, you know what? Nah. Said, you know what? We're not doing it. We're not signing this $120 million contract, which, let's go over this again, included a fight with Dominic Breazeale on the Zone and 2 fights back-to-back with AJ to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Life-changing money. That's what people say, right? That's the term. Life-changing money. Sometimes it isn't life-changing money, right? Sometimes someone makes $5 million. I hear it's life-changing money. Not necessarily. But $120 million is certainly life-changing money. Eddie Hearn said, you know what? I'm not going to get involved in this negotiation because, you know, I realize I'm a problem. So let's leave it to John Skipper. John Skipper will get this shit done. He's done it before. He'll get it done now. Didn't get it done, right? Didn't get it done. Everyone was like, you know what? Well, that's not a duck. Kind of is. But everyone's like, you know what? That's not necessarily a duck of AJ. You know what? Deontay Wilder didn't want to go and fight on the Zone. So, I mean, why should he? Well, 120 million reasons why he should. 120 million reasons why he should. But that wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back. The straw that broke the camel's back was a recent interview with Shelley Finkel when asked about AJ versus Deontay Wilder and the possibility of it happening. He said, well, you know, we've got other things lined up for Deontay Wilder. We've got other things lined up. It may happen in 2020. What other things lined up for Deontay Wilder make more sense than an AJ unification undisputed fight? What more things? I'll tell you what more things. Well, the things that he's referring to, obviously the Dominic Breazeale fight that comes out in a couple of weeks, no problem. Mandatory, tick boxes. The things he's referring to are Cal Naki and Luis Ortiz. Those are the things that he's referring to that are more important or bigger or more glamorous or make more money than an AJ fight. Back to back. Back to back. Whether it be in Madison Square Garden or Las Vegas, and the second one will be at Wembley Stadium. I want to hear from the Deontay Wilder guys. Anyone else, don't leave your comments. I understand you guys. You guys are on the same table I'm on. Don't leave your comments, people. I get you guys already. I'm talking to the Deontay Wilder guys that said my man, and he's my man, AJ, was ducking Deontay Wilder. I want to hear from you now. I want to hear from you. $120 million, I didn't make this video because, you know, I thought, you know what? No. They might have a bigger plan, right? You've turned down $120 million. There must be this fucking ginormous plan. There must be something coming, right? They're going to do something, right? I actually thought, what I did think was that, you know what? They're going to offer AJ something fucking ridiculous to fight on Showtime pay-per-view because it's a massive pay-per-view event. In fact, it's fucking enormous, right? I think it will comfortably hit the 1.5 to 2 million pay-per-view number. So that's a massive event. So I thought, you know what? If Deontay Wilder isn't going to sign to the Zone, fair enough, he's going to take the Dominic Breazeale fight mandatory. We accept that. We get it. We understand it. But then they're going to offer AJ something fucking ridiculous to go on Showtime pay-per-view. No. Hasn't happened. Hasn't happened. Their big announcements, and it will come, is an Ortiz rematch. Okay. Deontay Wilder will fight a rematch against a guy that for some reason turned down the AJ fight and who is approaching his 45th birthday, legit. And they're going to take on a guy called Cal Naki, possibly. That's the reason that Deontay Wilder's schedule is fully booked. That's the reason. AJ, when he fights Andy Ruiz and beats him, because he will, has got to get on the mic and go into psycho mode. He's got to grab that fucking mic like The Rock would back in the WWF days and say, you know what? I'm in America. I'm in your home country and I'm calling you out. And Deontay Wilder, fingers crossed, will be ringside. Fingers crossed. Probably won't be. Al Heyman probably tell him don't turn up, right? If Deontay Wilder was going to turn up for Wembley, let's be honest. Remember AJ said, or AJ and Eddie Hearn kind of blocked it from happening. If Deontay Wilder was going to turn up to Wembley, which is a long-ass flight away, then he's got to turn up to Madison Square Garden, surely. I mean, he's got to. If he really wants this fight, he's got to turn up to Madison Square Garden. And when AJ grabs that mic, he's got to climb over those ropes. He's got to, but he won't. He probably won't even be there. He ain't serious about this fight, people. He ain't serious about this fight. He ain't serious about this fight. Let me tell you what this fight was supposed to be a year ago. I'm going on a bit now because I think I need to go on a bit. A year ago, he was offered, 12 million? He was offered something like 12 million. Remember that? Do you remember? Hopefully you guys remember that. And the first fight had to be at Wembley. Remember? Had to be at Wembley. AJ said, I'm not going to America. AJ said it numerous times. I'm not going to America. First fight, Wembley, take 12 million, right? That was kind of what it was. And then I think it got a bit closer, and I think it was more 70-30, right? Deontay Wilder still refused, and it was like, okay, I like it. You're playing hardball. Good on you. He's been offered $120 million now. He's been offered $120 million. Let's take 20 out of it. So let's say the 20 is for Dominic Breazeale. Back to back, it's gone from 12.5 million, Wembley first fight, to 50 million in America first fight. And he still said, nah. If that ain't a duck, people, I don't know what the fuck is. If that ain't a duck, I don't know what is. I actually don't know what is. And believe you me, I don't think Deontay Wilder's ducking. I've said this on numerous occasions. So all you fanboys that might go crazy at me right now, I don't think Deontay Wilder's scared of AJ. I don't think any boxer's really scared of any boxer, right? You take heart and balls to get through the ropes. I think Al Heyman and Shelley Finkel are. I really do think they are. I think they're frightened of the prospect of a Brit having every single heavyweight belt. I think they're fucking frightened. I think they're frightened of the fact of Deontay Wilder losing that belt. Hence why Tyson Fury got a draw when he really won. Anyway, I want to hear from Deontay Wilder fanboys. Let me know what you think about all that's gone on in the last few months. And I want to know if you still, after all this, think AJ's ducking Wilder. Because if you do, I suggest you go and see someone in a white jacket. Because you, my friends, have fucking problems if you do. Peace.